How's it, Jono?
Hey, man.
Yeah.
How's it?
Please subscribe and do all that stuff. Please,
Yeah.
more people watch, maybe, even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feeling good today.
Yes, you're feeling fantastic. It's always the best feeling to wake up
Yeah.
after a game like that, especially because even last week we said that we don't think we're going to win.
Yeah, I told everyone yesterday I thought we were going to lose that game.
Yeah,
I couldn't in my mind's eye envision us winning because of that team on paper from Leicester.
Yes.
It was like ridiculous.
It's like playing Ireland.
Now you add Tyg Byrne into that and you've got an Irish
Yeah, and Peter
team.
O'Mahony, basically.
Yeah, although he's retired now from international rugby.
Okay, yeah, so he was in the mix.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of an indifferent start, though, by the Bulls.
I don't know, I thought the Bulls
Although,
played very well from the beginning. I think that I love their tactic.
Yeah,
of
basically,
the
just
cross
the first
kicks.
5 minutes, we were basically under the cosh a bit.
They were also. I think we were feeling each other out a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, but look at it was a great game though. It was just a good game of rugby.
Yes.
I thought much better than the second semi-final.
Yeah,
second
yeah.
semi-final to me wasn't so exciting or intense. I thought.
Yeah, we were all obviously worried about losing your two Springbok wingers, and I thought both those guys, Devin Williams made a nice little break
Yeah.
to score a try, and Sergio Peterson also scored a try, and they've got very different attributes than the Springbok wingers, but they really put their hand up. I thought Sergio was competitive under the high ball. I thought he was good.
Yeah. No, I thought they filled in quite nicely.
Yeah.
Sajil definitely stepped up. I was always comfortable with him because of his experience.
Yeah.
Devin Williams has had some excellent games,
Yeah.
but his lack of experience was worrying me. But you know, when you look at the Bulls 9 till 13, for example,
Yeah.
and then you look at Villy at the back,
Yeah.
you realize without Villy,
Really.
that team would have been lost.
Yeah.
But you know who had an excellent game? I thought a lot of players had an excellent game, but I thought Goosen had one of his best
had
games.
one of his best games.
Yeah, he kicked.
Yeah.
I think he missed 2 penalties, and one was a ridiculous long range kick.
Yeah. He was just short. He was just, his direction was fine.
Yeah,
That was right at the end of the game.
Yeah,
where
that was
I
the
said,
right-
Yes, maybe go for the line and get the line out and just kick it out, rather than being short and then they get the ball again.
well, I don't know. I thought that was the right call from the get-go. I called it because
Wow.
you've got at that stage we had like I don't know how many minutes left, 3 minutes or something, or 4 minutes. I can't remember. And if you get it,
Yeah.
you're 2 scores away.
Yeah.
And if you don't, they're right back on their try line, and they've got to make their way all the way up the field.
Yeah. No, they were never gonna get all the way back and without making a mistake. But he scored it. I love the line he ran for his try.
Yes.
He
I
just
did
came
not
out
see
of
that
nowhere.
coming. Yeah.
Yes.
No, he had
was
a brilliant
amazing.
try. I thought if you look at that team and you look at the guys playing against what is essentially an Irish team,
Yeah.
so many guys put up their hands for Springbok selection as
Yeah.
well. Eh? But
The big thing was just unbelievable scramble defense.
and scrumming,
Yeah.
the scrums were crazy.
Yeah.
Like
Wilco Low and
that Bulls front row out scrummed an Irish front row.
They're becoming a proper force, Steenekamp and Low,
Yeah.
and obviously with Grobbelaar.
You got a Grobbelaar. To me, I couldn't understand why he was substituted at half time, but then at the end of the game I saw him with ice around his ankle. So it looked like he had picked up an injury. Akker's also amazing, but my first choice is always going to be Grobbelaar because he gets over the ball on the ground a bit better and stuff like that. But
They both, it's actually tit for tat, basically.
yeah, they just complement one another.
Yeah.
We're just very lucky at the Bulls to have 2 amazing hookers,
Yeah,
a great front row. Nortje, what a soldier, eh?
Yeah. Ulrich Low.
Yes.
They had 2 brilliant games, quarterfinals and the semi-final.
How do you leave him out of a Springbok setup? You can't.
And they put him in the wide channel. Willie kicks on him and stuff, and he's so versatile. I think that's why we talk about. I mean, we Bulls fans, we're a bit biased, but talk about him instead of Ruiz is because of his versatility. About seeing space, seeing other players in space. Ruiz just pins his ears back and he just goes for it.
Yeah, no, Ulrich Low offers you more, and I even think Ulrich Low, even his physicality is bigger than Ruiz. I think he gets over the gain line more consistently. But that aside, I didn't think Leinster didn't show up. I thought Leinster came, and I think what Leinster did, perhaps because everyone downplays it, but that altitude definitely caught them, because Sheehan was off after like 60 minutes. Gibson Park was off after like 60 minutes. There were a couple of big hits coming in from their centres. I thought Ringrose put in a couple of big hits. But I didn't think I thought James Lowe looked quite dangerous.
Yes, he did.
He was scaring me a little bit. I didn't think the fullback, can't remember his name now. He's not their regular, but he didn't look too dangerous to me. But then again, the Bulls' defence was really good. I thought Leinster were good in the lineouts. I thought their defence looked pretty good. I just think the Bulls tactically outplayed Leinster, and they executed well, because Willie was doing those cross kicks that were going into like no man's land.
I would almost say Willie was the difference between the two teams.
Willie was the difference, that experience, and also he was on a dime, that 50-22 he kicked.
50-22 was brilliant.
And he almost kicked a few of those. And Jake White said after the game, tactically all they wanted to do was not kick the they didn't want to kick the 50-50s, they wanted to kick deep. And let Leinster run at them on the high felt. And then you need the players to execute it as well.
You know what I saw is that so many times when they do that behind the back pass, the deep pass with the decoy runner and stuff, half the time it happened, I thought, okay, that guy's through a gap, and they never came through the gap. They were tackled by a cross defender, someone who covered that inside channel, and then immediately after that the outside channel was covered as well. They could never get those clean line breaks that they normally get so easily. The defensive structure was absolutely brilliant.
Spot on, but you know what it was as well? It was players working to defend. Like I saw Grobelaar tackle, stand up, tackle, stand up, tackle, stand up. Same with Ulrich Lowe. So those forwards who are a bit looser were covering that initial close channel so well, and David Creel was tackling everybody.
Well, that's the continuity you get, because since Harold Forster, in the first few games he was at inside centre, I thought he kicked too much on the attack, but he's back to his best. And with
Didn't
David
he put
Creel,
the magic kick through that resulted in the try though?
Yeah, I just think he overdid it at some stage.
Back in the few previous games.
When they first moved him to inside centre,
I
thought he kicked too many grubbers on the attack. But if it works, you look like a hero, and if it doesn't, you look like an idiot.
That ball bounced up perfectly for Sajil. That could have. That was also a bit of luck. But the thing is,
but on defence, obviously they're a proper combination now. The two.
They're tackling, they're defending beautifully, and David Creel, he's looking like he really belongs at 13. That's his spot.
Yes.
And I think if that act doesn't make the Springbok, and maybe not the starting, because I think Jesse Creel is fit, but
some squad system.
It's going to be interesting to see how they pick the guys, because the Bulldogs are they going to be eligible for selection?
No, it's the same week. We play Wales next weekend, so it's the same weekend.
We're playing Wales on the same weekend as the URC final. Oh, and the other thing is we're not playing the final at Loftus.
Where's it being played?
It's going to be at FNB Stadium. This is what I hear, because I think the president's inauguration is at Loftus.
Oh my word!
Yeah,
I don't want to go to the FNB.
Yeah, me neither. It kind of someone said it on a channel I was watching.
I'd rather go to office.
No. I was all excited to go to the game, but to go all the way out to Soweto.
Yes, I hope that's wrong.
I don't think it's wrong. But it could be.
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong.
They have the inauguration at the FNB, man. Who cares?
Who cares about the damn president? Who cares about the Bulls?
That's
no one cares about stupid government.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so then the second game.
Glasgow Munster. I fell asleep with 10 minutes to go. Just because I was really tired, but it wasn't because it was boring or anything. But I don't think Munster had a very good game.
No, I don't think they were that good. And Glasgow, yes, they're a good team, and they're so well coached.
They're very well coached. What I think they remind me a lot of the Stormers, the way they play. They're a little bit loose. They love throwing the ball around randomly all over the place. But with when you've got a guy that plays a little bit more direct, like Carl Steyn,
he had a good game,
and he's physical. That can work, I suppose, if he runs well. But they got out scrummed badly by Munster as well, and the Bulls are going to be looking at Glasgow thinking we just want scrums.
Yeah.
You know, they're a good team. I think their little scrum off is quite good. The Glasgow scrum off.
Yes, he had a good
I can't
game.
remember his name, but he's
can't remember
impressed
his
me this
name
whole
now.
season.
He got hit in the face as well. Yes. So I just think they just seemed like on the day things worked for them, and they just almost wanted it more, and everything just clicked for them. Where Munster sort of started panicking because they couldn't get a foothold in the game.
Yeah.
And then it just sort of drifted away.
They couldn't put their phases together. Like with Leinster, Leinster went like 20 phases sometimes. Munster got the turnovers, you know, like unfortunately at the wrong times.
Yeah.
And
they've
got some outstanding
with
players.
The ref and stuff. Yeah.
Tyke Byrne was excellent.
Yeah.
You know, the Irish internationals were pretty good, but Archia to me didn't have a good game.
No, he made the offload when they were on the attack to the prop, which basically ended the game for them.
Yeah, that
wasn't the right time to offload.
The biggest guy on the field in a half gap should be trying to get over the advantage line more often than not. You know, but instead those little offloads were worrying me, and I hope he doesn't. Hope that just looks like an off game for him, but maybe
it's the same with everything. If they stick, you look amazing. It's just that there was a prop on. If there was a back on his outside, but he was flipping it to a prop who wasn't expecting it, and he just was too slow to gather the ball.
He did it once as well to the exact same prop who actually caught the ball, and he came quite close to the try line. But maybe the pressure was just too much for them because they were at home. Everyone is expecting them to breeze that game. Home final, already 1 foot in the door kind of thing, and maybe that just caught them off guard.
Yeah, they were like, everybody was talking about a Munster final.
Even Jake White kept saying it when we play Munster, and then he had to add in, we could always play Glasgow.
Yeah.
But URC final, third season in a row in South Africa.
Yes.
Every single URC final is played in the South Africa. Fortunately, the Storm is on in the final this year.
Should we say anything about the ref in the Bulls game?
Yes, we have to. The ref made some shocking calls, like blatant.
Was it penalised the HIA that he went off the field, which
the
is
late
doubtful
hit?
Now? Yeah.
No, it wasn't, and there were several late hits.
Yes,
several late hits that weren't called.
And they put it on the big screen and everything, and he just says no, play on and whatever. So I thought there was definitely some inconsistency. Thank goodness for once it didn't have an impact on the result of the game.
Yeah, you can look. The Bulls were definitely out scrumming Leinster a lot, and there was a few instances I thought they should have got more penalties. But whatever. I thought the worst one was the one where the scrummy where Papier was interfered with on the ground.
Yeah.
He was interfered with blatantly, almost right in front of the poles.
Yeah.
And then, for whatever reason, we knocked it on in the next play, and we had lost the advantage. I don't even know if the ref had his hand up for advantage to begin with. But
no, there was some, but against Leinster as well, there were some weird calls. He's a very young guy. I think the game was a bit too big for him, personally. I don't know who else out there is a better ref, because it just, to me, just seems like the standard of refereeing is not the best it's been. But it's for me a fairly unknown ref.
Yeah, you know what worried me about him, Yes, the refs have to be comfortable with their decisions, and they have to be, they have to be quite, sure when they give certain calls. But sometimes you have to be a big man and look up at the thing and say, actually, maybe I got it wrong. It happens in cricket all the time.
It's like Jaco Piper. He always would admit. He would even say, sorry, I made a mistake. The linesman made me aware of this. Let's go back for the scrum or whatever.
Yeah. Look, there were calls either way, but there were a couple of really blatant calls, and some were suggesting that perhaps Leinster are just such an intimidating team with all those internationals, all that experience. The ref just
they've had All Blacks aura when the All Blacks were at their best.
They had an All Blacks aura, exactly. So, and that I think is a factor. I don't think he's a bad ref or anything, but there were some calls that we were sitting there going, okay, whatever, But
quickly then the final.
That's going to be
if Villiers out, it's going to be difficult. But I will have to say with the Bulls forward pack and all the way to 13. taking the outside backs out of it. I'll have to go Bulls at home. Hopefully it's at Loftus. Yes. Hopefully.
You have to. Bulls have to be the favourites.
Maybe the finals in 2 weeks, man. I don't know. I don't even. It won't be in 2 weeks. It will be this coming weekend. That's bad that I don't know.
It is this weekend.
Yeah, it must
I'm
be.
pretty sure it's this weekend. And look, I worry because Glasgow's got some good outside backs. Sure, they've got the Argentinian speedster. I can't remember his name, but he looks lethal. Carl Stein, obviously.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I've got a few concerns about the Bulls. One thing that concerns me is Marco van Staden.
Yeah.
Lately, he's got a weird thing where he wants to fight with people.
Yeah, that guy the try that I was worried that it might break the spirit of the Bulls, that try was disallowed.
Yeah, I think it broke the spirit for a few minutes.
Yeah.
I think it was like...
Because that was completely unnecessary to throw that guy off the ball like that.
Yeah, but he's done it in several games now where he has a skirmish with a guy on the ground.
Yeah.
He gives away a penalty or a yellow card because he gets too involved in off the ball.
Marshall Coetzee might be fit, so that's something he might have to
Jake White reckons he'll be fit for the game. It's an option off the bench. Otherwise, Devin Williams, if like we were saying, if Willie gets injured, Devin Williams will go to fullback. Maybe this new guy, Cornel Smith, I don't know him at all from a Barra soap, but he was brought on as a replacement wing yesterday. Maybe he'll go in.
Yeah.
But if we can keep the spine of the team that played so well, are we going to be able to get up for it? I think definitely. I mean, why not?
Sure. Yeah.
You know, I think the players are amped.
Franco Smith will have some plan, but I mean, if we just execute well, it won't matter what they do as long as we really execute well.
Yeah, are they going to be able to come here and win? Yes, I think they have a chance, but I don't. Yeah. I think the Bulls must be favourites going into the game. Favorites. But that was the best the Bulls have played the whole season.
What a game!
They really brought it. They
Sorry, we're not talking about Munster, Glasgow that much, but obviously we are huge Bulls fans.
Yes, and we are South African.
Yeah.
So but it's exciting for us as Bulls fans. Man, we have waited a long time.
Just for a final
since 2010.
Hopefully in Pretoria.
Yeah. So anyway, all the best to the Oaks, and well done to everyone who made it to the finals.
Cheers.
Cheers.